What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle, and welcome back to another player review. And today, my friends, we're looking at Team of the Season, Benzema. Someone who definitely had a bit of some buzz if you're looking at La Liga. I'm wondering, who should I pick up? Who's influential? Maybe someone who sparks that additional interest. If you enjoy the content, make sure to drop a thumbs up and let's talk in the comments. Let's have that discussion board. What are you guys saying with this year's Team of the Season? Foot items that you want to see reviewed, players that really stand out, ones that let you down. Use the comments as a bit of a dialogue where we have some back and forth. I get to know you, you get to know me, and we can talk about guys that really put up and guys that definitely didn't put out. That sounds suspect. Let's rephrase that and say foot items that underachieved. Without further ado, let's talk about it. We're starting out with the pros. I want to talk about statistics because at the end of the day, stats don't lie. I use Benzema up top in my 4-2-3-1. I played 27 games. I went 25-2. He had 20 goals and 19 assists. And for my personal stat lines, that's extremely productive. My general rule, and of course this is subjective when you're looking at player statistics, if you add up a player's goals and his assists and you divide that by how many games he's played, if that number is 1 or higher, he's been amazing, extremely impactful, at least when you're looking at attacking players. So someone that you're using as an attacking midfielder, or striker, or even an outside cam. You get the idea. Guys that are going to go forward, one of their main jobs is either to score goals or to provide goals, or maybe a combination of both. And I felt that Benzema hit that classic target man role, and he's fast enough to be dynamic. This card is a major upgrade from his other informs, of course, from his base level foot item, and he's a massive player on the pitch. He feels 6'2", maybe even 6'3". Definitely built broad. He's going to be good in the air. You need hold up play, not an issue. His touches very clean. I had a couple moments where I had flare touches as well. We see this more commonly when you're looking at fullback switches, just because of the way that the ball presents itself, where Marcelo kind of reaches back and he's able to take it down. We also see it in real life, but it's not necessarily nearly as common when you're looking at strikers. Maybe your wingers, because you get those guys that have the 5-star skills and they reach back, they go get it, it looks pretty, you appreciate it. Had a couple of those moments with Benzema. As a consumer, you want to know, is Benzema versatile? And this gets a little more debatable. I don't think I would run him as a central cam. You could play him as a right attacking mid or left attacking mid. Would he be as productive as what he's currently producing? I'm not sure. I would need to go through division rivals and experiment with this a little bit deeper. I might have to try it throughout a weekend league. I don't know if he's going to give you the same premium quality winger or attacking mid on the outside vibe, unless you are one of those guys that whips and crosses to the back post, because I can confirm that Benzema will win, will chase down, will go for, will position himself via areas on the pitch that put him into those types of attacking roles if you're looking to score crosses or you want to have an option within the box. He has natural positioning, he's a clinical striker. He's going to be able to finish with both feet, and his skill moves also look improved because he doesn't lack agility. He feels like you're getting close to an authentic 90 pace card, maybe a little bit under that, but you're getting something close. Clear improvement from his other variations. I realize I sound a little bit like a broken record. I'm just reiterating, but I think it's important. And if you're looking for someone who's strong, talking about strong like an ox, not an issue. Hold down the shield command, get ready to bump somebody. 50-50s are gonna be a good friend of yours. Now, when we're digging deep with the cons, in a way, Benzema reminds me of Ibrahimovic with his balance, where it looks like he could fall over or he could be easily put off balance, especially when you're looking at using multiple skill moves. You're not going to be able to body feint 1, 2, 3 times and expect to get a certain level of execution with efficiency. The same could be said with even the La Croqueta. It's not going to be an issue to do that skill, but when you start combining some of the more complicated skills, his execution is not as clean and he looks like he could be shoved over, or that he might lose his balance, so to speak. It's not a huge negative, it's just a little bit of a negative. Benzema's pace, and I just talked about how he feels improved in this area, but he's still more of an 87 or an 88. So this is not necessarily a negative, but it's more of a disclaimer of what he's going to feel like in game. In my opinion, he doesn't feel as quick as someone who's a 90 or 91 on their base card value, and that might deal with the balance. He's going to chase down everything, but he's not going to have that explosion from some of the skills that you might get from a Sadio Mane, a Havertz, Cristiano Ronaldo, many players that I could name, and I know their stats don't all line up evenly. You could say some of these guys are faster, or they're more skillful, or they're more agile. I get it. Just throwing it out there. Once again, not necessarily a negative, but you should take it into consideration before making this purchase. I have to phrase this question to all of you beautiful people as well. Who is Team of the Season Benzema replacing in your squad? Is he better than CR7? Not in my opinion. Is he better than the upper echelon versions or variations of R9? Once again, not in my opinion. However, he will crush baby R9, and that could be a bold statement to some of you lovely folks. But I do have to ask that question. I would prefer him actually to Griezmann. I just think he's more complete if you're using him up top, because he does have that size. He does have the ability to not just be innovative, but put a lot of pressure on your opponent where they have to respect that you can cross, that you can give the total package between the skills, the movement, the getting in behind, the dropping into space, the 1-2s, and of course that aerial presence. When we're looking at a recap, I've got Benzema coming in at an 8.5 out of 10. Extremely respectable. It really comes down to what you need. How do you play? What formation are you using? You have to be so honest with your gameplay. Is he going to be suited to your style of build-up, the way that you score goals? How balanced is your attack? Do you use a lot of crosses? Not so much. Do you look for long balls, early releases, counter-attacking through balls? You got to talk to yourself a little bit. And I stress this so heavy because it truly matters when you're putting together a squad. If you want certain results, you've got to get the right mix of players, especially considering we don't have unlimited bankrolls or unlimited budgets. I know when you see the events and the competitors have access to every single player with the esports build, but online when you get home, that's not real life, at least not for the majority of us. Am I right? So an 8.5 out of 10. If I'm looking for a striker, he's coming in ahead of Antoine Griezmann. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to drop a thumbs up. Talk to me in the comments. Let's go back and forth. We'll have that dialogue about players that I should test out, you guys have been using, you really appreciate, guys you don't like, so on and so forth. And I have a lot more content coming for you ASAP.